Hey guys, it's Matt here, and also along to my left-hand side. Who are you?
Who am I?
Who am I?
Who are we gonna fuse? Who are you?
I hadn't thought of that. Huh, that would be an interesting book of the month.
Jesus. So who are you over there? I'm pretty sure
I
over
am
here.
Zamas, the god of this new world.
Oh, interesting.
I killed Tristan and took his body for his power.
You know, I didn't want to say this out loud because he was alive, but cool.
Wow. That, on some level, that still hurts. I mean, it's still sort of him. But really.
No, I always forget which until we see it in post because we only do these once a month. Right over here, Tristan Walter should be. By the way, Tristan Walter. Let's update the fans. And by the way, this is for those who, if you guys are listening as well, this also will be an issue for you guys as well. So, if you guys have noticed on our YouTube channels, those guys play, those guys on the radio, and those TG Productions, we are having irregular release schedules. Sometimes TG Productions gets the short end of the stick when it compares to the other channels. I fully admit that. But in this case, we're having a hard drive malfunction. Thankfully, all of the data should be just fine, but the main hard drive on my desktop isn't doing so well. So I have to replace it. And the reason why this is relevant to you guys is because when we did last episode's Book of the Month, which of course by the time this one is out, that one will be out, duh. But when we did that one, we said in it, oh yeah, we're going to do 2 next month, and you know, there'll be this and this. Plans have obviously changed. By the time this is out, this will be the second book of a month in the month. And what are we talking about today, Tristan? I think it's time to put the book up. We're talking about
Dragon Ball Super Volume 4.
Yes, Dragon Ball Super.
Look at that cover and all its gloriousness.
Yeah. So, and again, we were supposed to talk about 4 and 5 within the month of May, especially because 5 was brand new. I pre-ordered it just so that we could actually talk about it in May. But things have changed. So either way, though, still coming out in June, so we're still going to have that there. Maybe we do another double next month, unsure, but I know that, because Tristan and I do have some stuff planned for the future, but yes, things are a little bit delayed here, but either way, though, I hope you guys enjoyed the last episode of Book of the Month where we talked about Dragon Ball Super Volume 3. That's obviously why
it would be another timeline.
Yes, that's obviously why it would be out before this one. And also, talking about this one in particular, we're just gonna open up with this, and I hate saying it every time because I feel like we're such we're such super fans. But I'm just gonna open up and say, I think this volume is the best Dragon Ball Super volume that has been released thus far. And the reason why is not just because it focused solely on Trunks. Yeah, I mean, granted, not just solely, I mean, like, solely on this Trunks arc. And, you know, you and I, Tristan, we've talked about this before, we love Trunks. It's not just because of that for me. It's the fact that when looking at this overall, it did something that, even though it was kind of alternate timeline-y compared to the anime, still, it did something different, but in a way that you could still follow perfectly. And, you know, we talked about this time and time again. I know we might sound like broken records, but when it came to the first 2 volumes, it felt like I had to be a fan of the anime just to read the manga, and it shouldn't work like that. 3rd volume, it felt like you were able to follow everything that was going on within the pages of the volume and not watch the TV show. And the same thing with this volume. And that is what I appreciate about manga. Like, that's the point. You're reading this...
Yeah.
The anime is supplementary, or the manga potentially, if you are an anime-only fan, is supplementary. You shouldn't read the 2 in tandem just so you understand what's going on. So, and I love that this differed in a way that, again, just makes a lot of sense, especially for the manga itself, because, you know, you have Trunks train with the Kais. So, they didn't show the training with the Kais in the anime, but they did say that obviously, you know, Kibito and quote-unquote Shin, you know, Supreme Kai, helped him out. Yes, but they didn't really show...
defeat Boo and his...
But they didn't show him training necessarily, but it would make sense that they would train him, because they're like, hey, this new threat is here, we know it's coming, there's only you left. Like, we're not gonna... Like, what is Supreme Kai gonna do? Enter a tournament? Yes, that happened in the video game version. Another Road, Shin Budokai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to happen here. Like, clearly, Trunks' timeline has been rebuilt in a way until Goku Black. But just because things are rebuilt, it's, you know, I'm going to make a somewhat reference, a spoiler-free reference. It's a bit like Endgame. You know, it's a bit like post-Infinity War. Like, a lot of people are gone. It's not like you can just be like, let's just have a world tournament. It's just like, no, that's bad. Either way, though, like, it's bad, right? That's the whole point. Like, it's no bueno. So, although I will admit, and this happened in the anime as well, I believe, the idea that Goku Black has destroyed everyone in the world is a little odd, because it's like, I don't know if Trunks and Mai, look, I love them, and I'm sure they're going to try, but I don't think they can repopulate the entire Earth. So, I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know if things are going to diverge further. You haven't read the 5th volume as of yet, right? Not asking for...
No,
good.
I haven't.
Good. I'm not asking for spoilers. I'm asking for the exact opposite. So good. He's also going into this fresh. Because up until this point, you've read all of these volumes beforehand. So you've been, like, trying to not spoil. Now you're in the same boat as I'm in for the manga.
Yeah.
All right. So, but before I keep on going on about this and ranting and raving, Tristan, do you think this is the best one so far? Or do you think I might be off in that?
No, I mean, I'm definitely enjoying it. I guess it's probably a tie between 3 and 4 for me right now.
Yeah, so, and that's in my opinion, then that's due to Trunks doing that to you.
It's because of the arc.
Yeah, you fully admit your bias. I love it. You're like, look, I'm not gonna sit back here.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna try and lie about it. Yeah, Future Trunks is my favorite character. So.
Right. How did
That's why I'm here.
Did you? Look, I understand that, you know, it's easier for Toyotaro to save some time drawing some stuff, and even though he did a good job showing Zamasu being, like, villainous and, like, having his turn to the dark side, like, that was facial expressions, that was great, but I feel like the anime was so over the top with, and this is what I enjoyed, I think, a little bit more in the anime, for once. Some of this, well, no, there was some other stuff we enjoyed during the 6 and 7 tournament arc, but when you see how into himself Zamasu is and Goku Black are, especially in their fusion, it was so much more fun. Where in this case, and even with Vegerot, it seemed like it was like a dramatic reveal, which it is, especially if you don't know it's coming, but it felt like there was so much more, I guess, it was so much more ridiculous, but again, in a good way. Showing Zamasu fusing with Goku Black in the anime, where it's just like, we're going to be perfect, and like, just flying around each other. It was just so dumb. Yeah. But in a good way. In this case, it kind of just felt like they were trying to do dramatic reveals, which I get, but, you know, it was kind of like, like, it took a little bit away from their complete out of this world fusion. Yeah, I mean, just general mindset, like just how insane they are.
Yeah, because it felt like Goku was kind of talking to the immortal version of Zamasu, and he's kind of like psyching him out a bit,
which is good.
And it's getting to the point where their teamwork is faltering, like they start fighting each other.
That sort of did happen a little bit, I think, in the anime. But we mentioned last episode them not including some stuff. We were wrong, because I actually marathoned the episodes afterwards. So there were some stuff that they did. No, but here's what they did though, Tristan. In the 3rd volume versus this one, again, compared to the anime adaptations, they flipped a lot around in a good way. So instead of having something have to happen because Goku and Vegeta have to come back, when they came back, it was just focused on training. Because of course they had already taken out Zamasu in that timeline. But the thing with Goku and Vegeta in the anime, even though they didn't come back like 8 times, you know, I don't want to like throw out hyperbole as if it's real. Like, we've been making jokes about it a lot, but still, they do come back enough times where it's like, oh, we have to come back just to do this, and then go back, and then come back just to do this. Where in this case, it was nice that they did everything they needed to do before going there. They cleaned it all up. And then after coming back, it was like, shit, we can't just leave Trunks. But we need to stay for 3 days, so let's train. So, you know, Goku works on the Mafuba. Vegeta goes into the hyperbolic time chamber, which, I mean, yeah. He came out... By the way, he came out beardless, everybody.
Yeah.
No beard.
Which, I gotta admit, was a hilarious joke in the anime.
Yes.
But it also does... It messes up, I mean, canonically with Saiyans and their hair.
I think they did give a reason that sort of made sense-ish, but Well, no, because it's well, no, it's the symbol. It's kind of like a GT thing where it's just like it's been enough time that like
right.
Saiyans do age. They just age slowly, and I think in the anime they were technically in there for longer than they should have been canonically. Where it was like, wait, you guys stayed there for a week? You're supposed to only stay there for like 3 days.
Yeah.
So like they had aged dramatically.
Huh.
Well, because what is the time for the hyperbolic time chamber again? It's like...
I mean, 1 full day is supposed to be a year.
Yeah. So they were there for... I thought they were there for more than 3 days, i.e. 3 years. So that's why like they had the beards and they smelled awful. No, literally, that was the joke.
I know.
They were like,
yeah,
my God! Nobody breathe around Goku! Krillin was like, thank goodness I'm safe.
Everyone just dies from the smell.
Oh, yeah, I enjoy... You know, you mentioned something to me before the podcast began. You told me that this manga, this specific volume, made Goku seem like less of an idiot. And I think I agree with you there.
Slightly.
Yeah, would you like to comment on that? Because I agree with you there. So,
yeah.
Why did you say that?
Because in this version, they have Goku pick up... He still forgets the talisman, which is supposed to seal Zamasu in the jar for the Mafuba. But in this one, he picks up the wrong slip of paper instead of just completely forgetting it all out.
Yes. Yes.
Which, honestly, like, it's still Goku fucking up. But, like, I can at least believe in his haste, he picked up the wrong slip of paper. Like, if Roshi left them face down or something on the table, he grabbed one, ran out, and it's like, alright, time to meet up with Vegeta. Because there's even an omake that's just Roshi looking at the talisman.
Oh no!
That he drew and the jar, and he looks at one and he's like, maybe I should have given him a jar with it written in on it already.
And it's like, yes, Roshi, you should have.
So like that makes it, I don't know, I feel like that makes it just a little bit more believable.
Well, because here's the thing. I thought you were going to refer to the fact that even just Goku psyching out his opponent is something that he's done in the past, but they rarely use nowadays. So the fact that he was trying to psych out Zamasu and actually break up their teamwork, Yeah,
like Goku actually saying to like the immortal version of Zamasu, being like, "Hey, look, you don't have the power to beat me or Vegeta. Vegeta's about to kick my evil version's ass.
Yeah.
You know, why don't you just give up? Like, we don't have to do this." And he kind of gets into Zamasu's head a bit, because he's like, shit, if my other self can't beat them, I'm not the muscle. That was supposed to be his job. And he says to him, it's like, you on your own can't destroy any of the mortals or more of them throughout the universe without his help, really. Which, I guess, granted, yeah, there would hopefully be somebody else within the universe that could that could at least overpower him.
Yeah. Alone, yes.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting is, well, one funny thing, just a side note, when Goku Black used paralysis on Trunks and flung him, it looks like he had his own Mafuba prepared.
Right, yeah.
I will seal him into the ground. Ow. That's actually murder.
Had that, like, energy whip on
Yes. But one thing that
was brutal too.
Yeah. One thing that
he's just slamming Trunks' head into the ground.
Mm-hmm. So
like Mai is even like, please stop at this point.
Yeah.
She even runs up and smacks him in the back of the head with a shotgun.
It's like, what? I don't know what else I can do, and it's like, that's fair, Mai. Like, I also don't know what else you can do.
And then Trunks pulls another technique out of his father's page. He just blasts him in the face as many times as it takes for him to get back on his feet.
So there was something I wanted to mention that I found interesting, and this happened sort of in the anime, but not to this extent, because in the anime you had Supreme Kai and Elder Kai showing up, of course, to tell Goku and Vegeta about fusion, which made sense. I don't remember if Gowas was there, but in this case, Elder Kai was not brought along for some reason, probably because, in a way, he wouldn't have much to say, and it would mean more emotionally to have Gowas there for Zamasu, to try to like convince him that something that Gowas would still think he could do. Where I believe, in my opinion, if I remember correctly in the anime, after a while it felt like Supreme Kai and Elder Kai really weren't doing anything. They were just there in the background just to give that info on on Vegerot being a thing, or Vegito being a thing. Oh, another thing too.
Yeah.
The anime, did it go with Vegito or Vegerot? I thought it went with.
I'm pretty sure the anime stuck with Vegito.
Okay, again, because it did the first time for some reason.
Yeah.
And anyway, so, but
I kind of liked the fact that they stuck with Vegeta for the manga specifically, because that was his name in the manga as well. It was both of their Saiyan names when they.
Yeah,
fused.
I assume they kept it because of the fact that, remember, even though Viz licenses it, Viz licenses it, but the original company, which, I mean, you could argue it's Viz, but it's a Japanese name, Toriyama have the final say. So when it comes to, like, character names and stuff like that. So, of course, it's like, well, it was Vegerot in the original manga. I have it. I've read. Right. I was confused as a kid. I was like, why Vegerot? Because, like, I had already seen it as Vegito. So I was, like, super confused. But anyway, what I found really cool here, though, is not just that Gowas and Supreme Kai appeared, but they also ended up taking Trunks and Mai to the realm of the Lords of Lords, or whatever it was called in the anime.
The World of the Kais.
The World of the Kais, thank you. And that was needed because you need some time to rest. And I think that sometimes the anime doesn't do that. Where, look, and I get it, you got to keep things moving. But sometimes it's like, it does feel as if it's like, oh no, we're at our limits. Just kidding. And then...
5 minutes later.
Yeah.
Like I get the whole renowned strength thing, but you can only do that so many times.
And I mean, Trunks even mentioned, I think it might have been Trunks, I'm unsure, but I'm pretty sure Trunks mentioned, literally, I think they're at their limit for Goku and Vegeta, at least. Trunks isn't at his limit, but still, like, you can't just leave them there. Like, obviously, Goku Black and Zamasu are like, so are we gonna do this? Like, we're going to kill them. We're not just gonna be like, oh no, we gotta run away. It's like, they're right here. Let's do this. So, I like the fact that they were whisked away, and I would have liked training, but again, you need recovery time. Like, it's just a good idea. Like, Trunks needs to recover. Also, I'm confused. No Kibito. So, could they not bring Kibito because he was an apprentice?
No,
with the time
Kibito...
ring.
He died against Deborah in Trunks' timeline, and so did Shin, I believe.
Yes. But
both of them are dead in his future timeline.
But they couldn't bring him from the past because he can't wear the time ring, right?
Oh, I see.
Because he's a training. Because they said that people in training can't wear the time rings.
And yet Gowas brought Zamasu with him into the future with the time ring, so I think they just didn't bring Kibito.
Or perhaps don't ask any questions, nerd.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, that's between one volume. Interesting. Huh. Because, they just said it in this volume. And it was like, because Supreme Kai, if you had stayed an apprentice, you would not have been able to...
use the time ring, right.
Huh.
And that's also why, Trunks is like, hey, I apprenticed with my Supreme Kai and Kibito.
Which, again, so smart.
I can heal.
Yes. Of course he doesn't know that because they were killed immediately because it seemed like they went right from training directly into battle.
Yeah.
So it's like when you die like that, oh no, Supreme Kai, by the way, you can heal. No, it's like, I'm dead. So it was nice. I enjoyed that. And also, just like with Zamasu, technically he hasn't been appointed, so he is in theory the next in line, but he in theory hasn't been appointed.
Right.
So he
He's not
could.
yet.
So you know what? I'm sorry. Maybe now I don't know because it's like I don't know what they're because it also might be a translation issue. Nothing against the translator, just it's hard to prose is hard to translate, and while this isn't straight up prose, straight up story, no pictures. Still, it's hard to translate in this context because, again, within the 2 volumes, they've said, actually, no, sorry, it wasn't in the volume. It was in the anime, so I'm even getting confused. The idea that, if Zamasu kills Gowas, in theory, he becomes the next Kai, in that position. So, therefore, he can use the time ring. That's why he could use the time ring. Because, remember, technically...
Right.
Yeah, by himself, at least. Because that's another thing, too. Using the time ring by yourself also matters, I guess. Because it seemed like Gowas used it to bring Zamasu. Not so much we both can use it separately.
Yeah.
But it seemed like he killed Goas and then took the time ring. Because again, that was shown a little bit in the anime, but again, it makes sense because why would he... If he could just use it, why would he kill Goas?
Why would he
Twice.
have to?
Yes, twice.
Yeah.
3 times.
He just wanted to.
Yeah, right? That's the thing. Like, I understand other Kais, I guess, but, like, he killed... I mean, I guess you're right. He kills him because he doesn't agree with him. So, like, yeah.
Yeah.
But, damn alternate timelines. Now I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
But...
yeah, I mean, it's funny. That is... I mean, that's one thing about the arc that is just...
This one, I think, is
gonna
good,
be
though.
a problem no matter where...
But this
where
one...
you look at it.
No, but this one is better than the anime, in my opinion. It just flows better. Like I said, I feel like you don't get as...
I feel like it flows a bit better,
yes,
too.
also probably because it's shorter. It's 2 volumes, although technically 2.5, because sadly, and this is something that Super does all the time, and it really frustrates me. I'm not saying Dragon Ball Z didn't do this as well, or Dragon Ball, referring to the manga overall. I haven't read it in a while, so I want to read it again and maybe see if they did it, and I've just forgotten. But with these super volumes, it's like last chance for hope on the back, and you're like, oh, this is where it's all going to end, and then you get to the last page, and it's like, to be continued. And I'm like, guys, guys.
Next volume. Really last chance for hope.
No.
Seriously, we mean it this time.
No, really though. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything about what happens, because again, I haven't read the volume, but I did open it up just to crack it open, see when it ends. It ends in the first chapter. So it's
wow, really?
Yeah, well, because that happened. No, but that happened with the tournament as well.
Yeah,
they just continuously do this, and it's like, guys, could we not do this? I would prefer, being able to finish a volume. I mean, I guess you could argue it's a tactic to try to read more, but like, I still want to read more. Like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, I'm done, goodbye. It's like, no, I want to read more because I like Dragon Ball Super, or Dragon Ball as a whole.
In its defense for this, like how they ended this volume, I was actually okay with it because of its divergence from the anime. I know the general story is still the same, but like the way they're going about it, like Goku's tactics, are different here.
Yes. No, I'm just...
So, like,
what I'm saying is, if, like, could they not have put... Let me see how many pages this is.
No, I mean, I get what you... Like,
well, okay,
I agree,
you know what?
too. Like, if it's going to wrap up in one more chapter in the next volume, why didn't
I
you
mean,
just
it would have...
wrap it up here?
I get that it's 193 pages. Usually manga are around that, unless they're, like, bigger editions. Usually. Not all the time. I'm talking about, like, general, like, Shonen Jump stuff. But, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad to have it be 193 pages. Like, here's the funny thing. I'm not saying that it wasn't enough in the volume. I'm just saying that it could have... I would have preferred to finish it instead of having to wait, for... Because obviously I get that we're going to be behind Japan. I totally get that. But, I mean, this volume came out in January of 2019. Which, by the way, like, damn, like, we're getting really close. Like, how crazy is it, Tristan? We started this only a few months ago. January 2019... And the newest one just came out in May. So February, April, May, 3 months. It's funny, Tristan. Normally I'd say that it isn't so bad, but the thing that sucks about it the most is I thought that this manga was weekly. If it's monthly in Japan, don't worry about it, because it is, 50 pages per. If it's monthly, don't worry about me. I am the fool. But if it's weekly, I don't know. Right. I am kind of feeling like, guys, why are we... Because I believe in Japan right now they're on 7, and we just got to... Or 8, and we just got to 5.
Let's see.
All right, as you're doing that, I'll talk about some more fun stuff. Vegeta actually getting getting the first God form, getting red, when he didn't in the anime until the movie that assumingly is canon, unsure. At this point, Super Saiyan, Dragon Ball Super Broly. So, because he never got red in the anime, right?
No.
Yeah. Until the movie.
Super Saiyan God. Yeah, he did not.
I mean, you call it red at this point. Like, there's red, there's blue, you can just call it red. Super Saiyan Red God, Super Saiyan Blue God, Super Saiyan Eternal Power God. Which, another thing, speaking of Goku's tactics being different, the fact that he has mastered Super Saiyan Blue is also interesting as well, because, Super Saiyan Blue, the way it was being used, did very much feel like the Super Saiyan 1.5 debacle, with Vegeta and Trunks, where they were Super
Right.
Vegeta and Super Trunks. It was like, yes, but that form is not sustainable, and Perfect Cell was easily able to beat both of them in a hurry, right?
Right.
And that's the issue, is that, like, it was really a 1.5 rather than an actual Super Saiyan 2. Goku, and of course Vegeta later, managed to really harness that. And it seems like Trunks is able to do that now, but, still. So that was really able to be harnessed. But with Super Saiyan Blue, it felt like, yeah, it had that same vibe to it. So it's nice that, even though it still is a hassle on your body, because it's obviously the power of a Super Saiyan on top of a god, still, it was interesting. It was good that he was able to do that. And I don't think it was too much of a stretch, because, again, it's more of like an internal peace thing. Where, like, even though it was a weird translation of it, Vegeta said, like, he's found the answer. Like, essentially, like, he had been asking himself, how? And it's like, Goku found it.
Right. And it's interesting to see Goku and Vegeta, develop different tactics in their training too. And that was the point. Well, what I didn't say last time, because in the last Supreme Kai brings it up. Isn't that the same thing you did against Hit in the tournament, where Goku would stay in red and then at the last second power up to blue, and he's like, yeah, I did, but I was only able to pull it off once.
Mm-hmm.
Vegeta can do it flawlessly now, like multiple times.
Yes. Also something is...
And
yes.
I like the fact that Goku is internalizing the energy from Blue, and like the thing, like a lot of the power, it's so powerful, it exudes so much energy, like you never really can contain the aura kind of thing. But it also harkens, like, it feels like it harkens to Kaioken to me. He's used to that kind of deal, like overwhelming amounts of energy, but being able to use it in short bursts at the possible extent of damaging his body.
Right.
So I feel like that's kind of a nice connection. Like, Goku's done stuff like that before, so it's like, yeah, that would be an interesting way to see, like, that would be a way he would try and develop his powers, because he's been there before.
Speaking of bodies being damaged, Zamasu losing his hands has got to be more
Hey, Zamasu,
fulfilling.
you forgot your hands!
Again, no spoilers. I'm just saying, to me personally, on a personal level, more fulfilling than anything that happened to Thanos in Endgame. Just Zamasu losing his hands and then having Vegeta make fucking quips. Are you making quips? My hands!
Oh, I might be.
So to me, I think that was...
You really, honestly think you have the time to fuck with me? Blast another hole in him? I don't know. You tell me.
To me, that was the funniest thing, where he grabs his feet, which a lot of characters in Dragon Ball Z have done for some reason from the
A lot
ground.
of villains.
No, even
Villains always do that.
and Piccolo in movie 4 with Lord Slug.
Right.
No, actually, I'm sorry. The villain did it to him. Actually, you're right. Sorry, he also had extendable limbs.
Yeah.
But I think Piccolo has done it as well, potentially when he was villainous. No, yeah, it's a lot of...
Grabbing people from underground and mouth blasts.
Yes.
Is usually always the villain.
And so grabbed him from underground, and he was just like... with his freaking lightsaber.
Yeah, I love that he goes to throw him, and then he's just like, wait, what?
Hey,
Did you forget something?
you forgot your hands. What in the what? I know I can regenerate, but this is still shitty to do. It's just rude.
See, I was gonna laugh and be like, I thought Vegeta was just gonna turn to him
my
and be
God.
like, you're not the only one with a sword, buddy!
While you're slapping yourself.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, I think it was interesting, too, to see that, in my opinion, even though, yes, Zamasu, can regenerate and everything, it does seem like there is a certain toll, and maybe, Toyotaro tried to make it tried to really put detail into saying, no, it's not physical, it's mental, it's psychological, but it still feels like he was getting slower, though. Like, at least, again, maybe it's a mental thing, really. but it still seemed like
Yeah.
he was like, even though I know I can't be beaten, still my hands are getting chopped off. Half of my body was destroyed, like Cell.
Right. He's still thwarting him in a
yes.
way. He's unbalancing him, and he's making him lose his confidence.
Right.
Too,
So I guess you could
which
argue
is-
that was because Trunks said he took massive psychological damage, and I'm like, did they like sit him down and ask him like what he felt about his mom? Like, what do you mean psychological damage? Like, how does that make you feel, Zamas? Or how does that make you feel?
It felt like the idea that his perfect plan, was crumbling around him.
Pretty
and
much.
He's like, why are these things happening? Why are these mortals able to stop us? Why are we not killing them immediately?
Although I think...
And then Goku Black just grabs him and like, alright, look, don't lose your shit now, buddy. I made you immortal for a reason.
Although
he grabs him and he's like, and you were supposed to be unbeatable!
Although to me the funniest part of all of this was... the funniest part was when... Before their fusion, I'm pretty sure it was before the fusion, Goku was getting, I think literally the funniest part to me out of the entire manga volume, which is hard to do because there were some really good parts, but the funniest was when Zama, or I think Goku Black at this point, had all of the black pits, where like I was kind of like, alright, that power is a bit too much for you, like why? How can you just do this? But
the teleportation kind of deal?
Yes, but...
Kind of like Janemba, what he did.
But the fact that he used them to essentially turn Goku into a pinball in a pinball machine was hilarious to me.
That was after they fell out of fusion.
Okay, right, sorry. But it just...
Zamas is kind of like, alright, I have had it up to here with your shit.
No, I guess I lost it because he throws him into the portal, and then he just pops up, and then he... It's kind of like a mix between like a convenience factor, like Grubhub, but of portals, and then also a mixture of like I hear Kirby's theme, like dun 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 dun, and then during the kicks it's like dun 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 dun. Like through all of these kicks, I just start hearing Kirby's theme, and
So I think the funniest thing for me then is the fact that Vegeta instant transmissions up, grabs Goku. And then he's like, go to Trunks. Huh? What? And he throws him into the ground.
Shut up and do as I say.
Just like, what the fuck was wrong with you, Vegeta?
So when Zamas, or... Wait, what did they call each other when Zamas fused with Goku Black? Like, just Zamas? The god? God Zamas?
I think he's like...
Right? They just call him the god.
God Zamas.
So when he's choking Vegeta, it reminded me of that...
He chokes out Vegeta.
It reminded me of that meme with Darth Vader and the Stormtrooper, where it's just like, harder, Daddy. What? What?
What?
That's kind of what it reminded me of. But, something... And also, what I really like, too, not only the whole fact of, even if I have to die, I'll never give up my pride. And I think this happened in the anime as well. Everyone's like, okay, is he going to explode again in the future? I'm pretty sure they made that a point in the anime. And it was like, no, he's fine. It was like a half explosion. He's good. He didn't because remember, when he did that to try to stop Boo, like the goodbye to Trunks and Bulma.
He threw everything into it when he did that.
Yes.
This one was just kind of diversionary.
Yeah, and you talked about... We talked about some growth in their fighting styles. And again, Goku not looking like a buffoon in some ways like he did in the anime. But can we say, even though in this manga there isn't enough filler...
Oh, right, it is God Zamas.
Yeah, there isn't enough filler in this manga that kind of shows you how much Vegeta has changed, sadly. But the good thing, though, is, just in the pages themselves, the fact that Vegeta admitted, like, if you're going to heal someone, Trunks, it has to be Goku.
Yeah.
That right there, like, even though I would have enjoyed the filler, and it's funny because it's something I think 15-year-old me would have beat me up if 15-year-old me heard me saying that now. Like, you prefer the filler, and it's like, no, because super filler is actually good filler, and it makes sense, and it's their growth. It's like we're hanging out with these characters versus like filler in Naruto. When it's like, to me, even though I haven't seen this show, I feel like it's a difference between filler in Boruto versus filler in like original Naruto, where like Boruto filler to me sounds like, yeah, but things are already kind of chill and lackadaisical somewhat, versus like the Naruto anime where it's like, we just got through some terrible stuff, and now we're just gonna have this random arc, or we're just gonna have like an episode talking about the golden, what was it, the
Right.
golden beetle or something?
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing? But here it makes sense. So like, even though we didn't get that, still the fact that we have Vegeta admitting that is
Right.
amazing to me. It's amazing growth to see this character go through so much and go, you know what? Look, he's still my rival. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm still gonna punch him really hard, but this is about the universe. This is about not just Trunks here. This is about Bulma in the past. This is about me getting home. This is about my children. All of this.
Yeah. And even what
yeah.
Trunks says to him about, his mom in the future, saying that Bulma still missed you and she was even going to come back with me to come and see you just one last time. And like that really gets to Vegeta.
Yeah.
Like he literally walks up to Goku and says, "Give me that earring. We got to do this shit."
Yeah. Also the fact that in a funny way, Trunks said, "Oh, she always missed you and loved me." Yeah. She said that.
Love is a strong word.
All the time. Cuts to Bulma. I loved when he shut the fuck up. Yeah, he said that she said that all the time, Dad. No, because like I don't know what or like the reverse, where it's just Trunks. She missed you. She loved you every day. All right, knock it off. Now I think you're laying it on a bit too thick, kid.
All right, I'm sorry. I just look. We're desperate. I get it.
All right, you want to know the truth? She danced on where she thought you died. There. Do you want to hear that, Dad? Oh, that's the woman I married. Flies off.
That's the woman I married. Trunks is just like, oh God.
What have I been born into?
Vegeta just flies off. You really don't want to know, kid. Oh, jeez.
Anyway. But also something interesting as well, just like they talked about in the anime. The idea that, obviously the fusion is temporary. Having an omake where Supreme Kai goes, yeah, my Kai, my elder, he was very, lackadaisical.
Lackadaisical, yeah.
And then he died. So they kind of just appointed me and were like, you know what you're doing, right? And it's kind of like if you're a temp and you just get that promotion and like nobody gives you any like meetings about it whatsoever. They're like, you worked under that other guy. You know what you're doing, right? And you're like, I'm getting paid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
sure.
I'm good. I'm totally good. Yeah.
So you know about this, right?
Oh yes. Yeah, but you should explain it to the boy over here, and the girl. They don't know. How about you explain it, Supreme Kai? Oh no, I would not say it as well as you would. Goas. So you should say what's going on. Because I'm surprised that even Supreme Kai thought it was Boo. Like I just thought that they never told Supreme Kai about it. Like it was just a Goku Vegeta thing. Because they're just like, we're humans. We don't know jack and or shit about what's going on. Anyway, so
we just put the earrings on.
Yeah.
And we became one. That's about what we got.
So you want to know something? So at the end of the volume, and you like this the most, I think, out of all the volumes. Not like compared to the content, but you really enjoy this. When Toyotaro and Toriyama do a Q&A.
Oh yeah. And I've been loving those.
And apparently in this one, Toyotaro was obviously professing obviously he has to have a love of Dragon Ball to be working on this at this point, and to be picked by Toriyama and all that stuff. But like he really expresses a love, and then Toriyama's like, sometimes it makes me feel like you know my work better than I do, which at least shows me that you're reading it. And they chuckled. Yeah. But there's one thing that happened in this volume. Tristan, go to page 149, chapter 24, Son Goku's Evolution, right after the omake about Supreme Kai's, the older Lord of Lords. Which, by the way, if you guys want to see, it's this one page right here. Tristan, tell me when you're on that page, because I have something, so I'm going to blow your fucking mind. Tell me when you're there.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm there.
Okay. So, look at that exact pose and tell me that's not the pose from A Cooler's Revenge or Return of Cooler. Movie 6. When they're both just lying on the ground after... And they're both getting up the exact same way, too.
Shit, you're right. That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, and I love the fact that God Zamas is throwing what looks like to be the heaviest material in their known galaxy.
Which was cut with... The Z-Sword broke on it. And that's what ended up making... Supreme Kai.
Yeah, Elder Kai.
I'm sorry, Elder Kai. Right, Elder Kai. I forgot what his Japanese name is. Elder Kai come out from the Z-Sword. So, yes, that is funny. And you literally have Zamas, or God Zamas, like, oh, you can't handle this? I mean, when it's thrown at us at that speed, no, you dick.
Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
You could throw a baseball, a normal baseball, but if you throw it that hard, you'll kill Yamcha. Do you remember that episode, Tristan?
I do.
But anyway, and by the way, for anyone that's like, wow, Matt, you must be a really huge fan of that Cooler movie. I'm not. It's actually, there's a new episode coming out within the next month of on our Teacher Productions channel of something called Weird Pickups, where I get some really cool older, usually some of it's Dragon Ball Z related, but in general it's just older stuff, usually Japanese related. And they're either like VCDs or VHS tapes. Some of them are fan subbed. Very interesting stuff. Very weird stuff. Again, hence the name of the show. So I got a new tape in. Not going to talk about what it is exactly or what's on it exactly. But obviously I think you can guess a little bit of it here and there. So yeah, I was watching the movie again. And Tristan, funny story, funny side note. I had to get a new working VCR. My old one's not working. It would just spit out the tapes immediately. Wouldn't eat them, thankfully, but it would spit out the tapes immediately. And then my other VCR, Tristan, you've seen the first VCR when it was working. I tried to stop something, and I think when I stopped it and tried to rewind, it got caught in a loop that apparently, I Googled it, Tristan, can only be fixed with the original remote.
Oh.
I don't know where the original remote is. For all I know, it's in a For all I know, it was crushed 15 years ago. I don't know where this remote... In a garbage dump somewhere. I don't know where this remote is. So, I have one that's not working. I have one that spits out tapes. Any tape. Of any kind. Even legit tapes. I'll put them in, it'll just pop them right back out. So, I had to get a new VCR, Tristan, in 2019. Because the other VCR I had, I think I showed you that one, it's a portable one with its own little screen. Beautiful. Used to take it on car trips all the time. Used to watch DBZ movies and Pokemon. Oh, God. Oh, God. No, I'm sorry, Tristan. I'm remembering a friend. I think it was either a friend of the family or my cousin on a road trip barfing in the back seat because the movie was on. And they got car sick. And they just never talked about it. And it was like... before the throw-up happened, you could have said something. Maybe. It was like they were like a baby. They could verbalize all of it. And it was just, ugh. And I'm like, oh no. Oh God. Yeah. I am you. God damn it. Jesus. Stop it. Maybe we should stop focusing on our differences and start focusing on the things that really we can... God damn it. Jesus, stop it back there. I was a kid at the time, too. So, we were both kids, so I didn't say that. I was back there. Back to what matters. Back to this. Family fun time is over. I had to get a new VCR. So, it's 2019, everybody, and that's where my life is. One thing that I found very interesting is Trunks, the fact that it wasn't just... Because in Dragon Ball, in general, miraculous things happen all the time that I think sometimes we just don't question it. So the fact that Trunks is like, wait a minute, it actually makes sense that Mai was randomly alive, and so is Goas. I have healing abilities that manifested through my love of wanting to help people, but I didn't know I had them. That makes sense. Because... sometimes Dragon Ball is just too, I feel like at this point you could even throw in the Pilaf gang. All three of them into this fight, and they would still survive just fine. They would giggle and trip over things, and it would Zamas's fucking piercing blow would miss them by an inch. Because they tripped. You know what I'm saying? That's Dragon Ball for you in a nutshell. In some cases. So, not all the time, but in some cases, especially with comic relief characters. So, or characters that are really needed. And so I thought, like, oh, this was just, due to, like, the power of love, the power of someone's kokoro. No, it's just Trunks actually has abilities. That's awesome. Like, he can heal people. That's actually really cool.
I was really happy too.
I mean, yeah, some might say it's a bit convenient, but I think it just makes sense because why would the Kais not train him when they have the time to?
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot of time, but they had some time.
Right.
Oh God, I love it. They did the ritual? You mean the one where they kind of just walked?
You mean the one where you danced around me for an entire day? Yes, that one!
Hold on. Does that mean... Didn't they do that to Gohan?
Yeah.
Well... The Tournament of Power is going to be interesting. Anyway.
By the power of my Kokoro.
Anyway, so... Tristan...
I wonder if it was the same exact...
No, I think they might have cut it short in the anime. They were like, we have to, like... Or, original manga. They were like, we got to get you out of here, so you're not 100%. But, like, we've unlocked some of you. No, actually... No, I actually think it was the reverse. They did the thing, and then he's sitting there reading manga. And it's like, are you done yet? Oh, I've been done for hours. Why? You could have told me hours ago? That's what they did. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, but Tristan...
Because I feel like those might have been two different things, because Elder Kai unlocked Gohan's potential, whereas here Trunks got the apprenticeship.
They were both silly dances, though. We have to confirm.
Oh, yeah.
They were both Monty Python.
Like they're two different silly dances.
Yes. The Monty Python's, what was it? The Museum of Silly Walks? What was it?
Ministry of Silly Walks.
Ministry of Silly Walks, thank you. Ministry, the Kais of Silly Dances.
Oh, God.
The gods of sillies. So, yeah, how did you... Like, what is your favorite part of this whole manga? Because you didn't really pick one. Or you can say, if it's easier, what was your least favorite part? Because I'll try to look through that right now.
I don't think anything really stood out to me as my least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I don't know if I can pick one thing. I guess... Okay, if I had to pick one thing, my least favorite part is that Vigerat fell out of fusion so quickly.
Yeah, I'll give you that, definitely. I mean, I understand, and also, it would have made sense.
I kind of get it.
Well, no,
It
was a weird thing, because I thought they were going to say, sorry to interrupt you, but I thought they were going to say, well, Super Saiyan Blue is so powerful. I mean, the mere mortals were taken out because of how powerful that was. But they didn't even have that explanation. They were like, maybe mortals are just different than gods. And I was like, well, to be fair, you wouldn't know that. Mortals aren't going to get their hands on god technology or, god magic. I get it.
Yeah.
But... It was just...
It worked in Boo.
Until they were in the stomach, which was that the full hour? Probably not. Because remember, don't count the anime. The anime is all filler. Not all, but like it was very fillery at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I could agree with you though. That's definitely that. I'll say that's my least favorite part. Now, before when I mentioned my favorite part, that was from a comedic perspective. So from a comedic perspective, is there one part that like really stands out to you? Like that was hilarious.
I mean, Vegeta taking his hands off. That's pretty damn hilarious. I can't think of another specific one.
Tristan.
Comedically?
Tristan.
What?
Tristan's like, decapitation. Ha ha ha. Classic comedy.
I mean, it's funny. That's the funny part about immortality in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of made it a little more clear in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Because of that one line Zamos gives after Goku and Blue shoots a Kamehameha wave through his stomach, which was amazing, by the way.
Yes, because we talked about this last time. In the last episode. Yeah,
and it's still a bit vague there. Here, it's a little less vague.
It's a little more fleshed out.
It's basically auto regeneration, so taking like Majin Buu's regeneration, but like even a step further.
Yes.
Like it's instant healing. So they still get damaged, but then it instantly heals itself. So like you were saying before, like the shock of having your arm blown off or your hands cut off is still enough to be like give you pause, like, oh crap, my organs aren't all here. or my body part is missing.
This is not the worst case scenario, but still not one I would have preferred envisioning.
Right, exactly. It's like, it's not going to stop my stamina really any. But hold the phone.
Yes. Oh, I love the line. Just a side note.
Me and a friend always would talk about what is immortality in Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
Because the idea would be all right, so if they can't be harmed physically, what if I just lop your head off and put it in a jar so you can't, get back to your body?
Garlic Jr.
Hey. But I feel well, yeah. Hey. I mean, but that's the thing. Nobody ever loses their. Well, actually, no, that's not true. Guldo lost his head in Dragon Ball, but that's one of the only times that's ever happened.
Hmm.
And we've never.
Yes.
No one's ever done that since.
I think that might have been a bit too much.
Which, hey, yeah.
No, I
get it. It's still, supposed to be a children's manga. Let's, we don't have to behead our enemies. Goku and Vegeta don't do that. So, it would be up to a villain. But then if they did that to one of the heroes, it would be oh my god, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing.
So,
yes, Vegeta was the one who beheaded Goldo before he became full anti-hero. He was still, away from anti-hero. That's how far he was there. Yeah, because I think we usually don't get beheadings because it's so much easier probably to draw someone going from their body to dust.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Probably,
So, but I feel the idea would be either the head itself would regenerate a body, or the body would regenerate a new head. With Zama's abilities, with immortality, it would be one or the other. Because, with Piccolo, he's I still need the nucleus in my head, so to Cell. With Boo, it's I can regenerate from any portion of my body, as long as there's something left.
Yeah, so, you know what?
It could be a little piece.
Yeah.
But if anything's left, I can come back.
So you picked your least favorite being Vegerot splitting so soon, but because they still gave a reason, so I think for me, I'm going to go with the fact that every human on Earth is apparently dead, because there's no coming back from that from the looks of it, because there's seemingly no Namekian Dragon Balls. So from the looks of it, I don't want to be a dick here, but what is there left to rebuild? Unless in the next chapter we see that maybe there is a way to do something, but all jokes, what is there left to rebuild? It's just the two of them living on a lonely planet. God knows if, I guess Zamasu arguably kept alive all of the animals, so at least they have a food source. But it's...
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Zamasu only hates...
mortals. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I guess... But, it's really rough to tell, because I don't think in the anime they killed off everyone, or at least they did, that, one-to-one. Because if they would have killed off Yajirobe, who appeared in the anime. So I don't think Yajirobe survived the... Oh, yeah, I told you, dude, I've been rewatching it, so I was right, Yajirobe appears. He's Goku, Vegeta, what? Don't you do that?
What are you guys doing here?
Yeah. And it's oh yeah, no, we're from the past. Don't worry, past before they died.
Don't think
we're
about
good.
it too hard.
Yeah, hey, I won't, man. I got food. It was basically that's kind of what happened.
Yeah.
And it was Yajirobe and Mai when Trunks went back to the past with them.
Right. Yeah. At least in the anime, yeah, there were still others left. There was still a world
Unless
for them to go to.
Again, unless they did something afterwards with Zamas and Black.
Although, no,
I don't know if they did that. I forgot. They may have done that.
No, because didn't the King of All erase everything?
No. I do not remember that at all. If that did happen...
When Zamos was that giant green cloud of death?
No, and I don't want to spoil what actually happened in my head, because because then that would spoil the manga, maybe. So I don't want to give... Because if I say what happened in the anime, and it's what happened in the next volume, we're spoiling it. But I honestly don't think that's what happened, though, so I'm confused.
Alright.
No, you can say that, because I think you're wrong. But I'm not going to say what I think, because I think I'm right.
Okay.
Matt. Yeah, Tristan. Fuck you. Alright, that's fair. Look, I'm going to say it for Tristan, because he's just I don't know if I should say that in polite company. Yes,
you can't see the camera right now, but this is what I'm thinking.
Alright, excellent. I can't wait to blur that. I can't wait to look at that in post. It's funny, because, I don't know. Oh, okay.
It's funny. I'll give you a hint. Page 47.
Ooh, let's see. What's page 47?
Page 46, actually.
Page 46. Page 46. Oh, no! Tristan, why are you Gowas? Oh snap, my argument's Goku Black. Oh snap. Oh snap. I just did that. Anyway.
Yeah, well, you lose your hands later, so whatever.
This is the third time I've killed you. By the way, I'm going to explain it. Oh, you know what's something I loved? And I don't think... Obviously, other manga have to have done it. But I own a fair amount of manga, and I don't think I've ever seen a manga do this. When they had speech bubbles that have the flashback visually in the speech bubble. Yes, like with Goku Black, when like the very first time, the beginning of everything was when I killed the Gowas, who is my own master, and then the second time is when I killed his master, right? So seeing this, obviously there has to be a manga that has done it before. I'm not going to sit here and be like, no manga has ever done this, because that's silly.
I feel like that has been done before, but that is interesting.
I've never seen it done, and that's so... Because he could have just said the words, and it would have been like, oh, okay, whatever. But they show it twice. Like, it was just really cool to show that in a speech bubble. Like, it's something that, personally, I've never seen done. So to me, when I saw it, it's visually stunning because of how different it is, so it just pops. You know?
Right.
Anyway.
Oh, another thing I enjoy, what Toyotaro was talking about, how he wanted to kind of, or the overall idea that Toyotaro kind of puts in his own ideas here and there. Like, he's still following Toriyama's script.
Yes. And then Toriyama
he likes to put in his own details, and Toriyama's like, no, that's great.
Yes,
I love that.
Yes.
Like, I love it when people do that.
Even in his art, which I can tell is definitely starting to differ from Toriyama's. It's not his to a T. Which,
but in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah, it does feel like his own style. I do enjoy that.
Yes. Definitely with Trunks.
What I really liked was Toyotaro talking about giving everybody their own little moment of spotlight, even Goas.
Yeah.
And how he has that moment, he's like, it was my fault completely, and he even bows to, like, Trunks, and he's like, I'm so sorry for what my student has done to your world. And he's like, oh God, please don't bow to me.
Right, because he was taught the ways of like, no, please, you're my superior, don't do this. Yeah.
Right. And even he's like, no, like, it's my fault that I chose him. And Shin's trying to be like, hey, like, you didn't know he would turn out like this. He's like, yes, but I'm a Kai. I should have seen it in him.
Yeah.
And it makes it even worse, like, when you see that little omake before chapter 22, where Goas is talking to Zamos when he's a Kai still. Or when he was, like, he's got his own planet and looks like he's one of the cardinal Kais. And he says, would you like, to be the Supreme Kai, and train under me? And just the look on Zamos' face, he's like, I'm completely honored. And it's such a nice little scene, and it's like, yeah, maybe he wasn't crazy at a point, but it's just the idea of preserving a perfect world without mortals, and how that warps him, and he becomes the terrible thing that he is in the end.
Yes, I think the anime was good with that as well. The thing is that there was so much time dedicated to him becoming evil, and making that face a lot. That evil, sadistic. But I'm doing it like from the shadows face. That it might have been lost on in general. Like, you might have felt like it was lost. But no, I thought that the anime also did an adequate job of showing that he wasn't always evil necessarily, and that it doesn't come. It's different because it doesn't come from an evil place, but it becomes evil. Right. Again, it's so different.
Even when he says, I had to kill all the other... It's like, even if you were destined to... you wanted to destroy all the mortals, why did you go after the gods, too? And he's like, well, because they wouldn't have agreed with me anyway. It's like, yeah, and that means it was wrong, dumbass!
Which even he was like, I'm going to kill you, but fair.
Yeah, he's like, like, I get it, but why are we even having this conversation right now? You realize I can't turn back now.
If I could turn back time. We have a time ring. I just wanted to sing Cher. I just wanted to just do that without you coming in here and showing me a time ring.
Right. Raining on my goddamn parade. Sorry, myself parade. Myself damn parade.
Raining on my Zamas damn parade. Could you imagine? All of you will bow to me, and anytime you say God, you will say Zamas. Someone stubs their toe. Yajirobe, God damn it! What did I just say?
Yes.
Sorry, Zamas again.
Alright. Wait a minute.
Hold on, now that sounds like you're taking my name in vain. I don't like that at all.
Wait, I just remembered. I don't like that. Then vaporizes it.
Oh, God. Yajirobe would be like, I mean, pretty much how I thought it'd go out.
Not wrong. Oh, I knew it would happen at some point.
Yeah. Oh, God.
They always go down the chain, but I'm still always on it.
Oh, speaking of people getting their time, even though Supreme Kai is not, a fighting Kai, he still tries. And I think that's something that's usually lost on the anime, where, like, I understand the idea. I get it. Oh, this person is obviously, this villain is so much stronger than this other person, why would they try? I get it. Like, I'm not saying that Master Roshi should have come with them. I've been like, let me bulk up. Like, no, you will die.
Roshi even, like, Goku's like, why don't you come in and use the Mafuba on him? Alright, dumbass, I'm gonna explain something to you. If I try to use it on a god, it will kill me. I love the fact that he even goes, you do remember I used this move on the Demon King Piccolo and died because of it, right?
Yeah, which you thought it was the toll of the move, but apparently it is also the toll of the person you are using it on.
You're trying to see it, yeah.
So,
which makes sense.
Of course. I'm just thinking, like, even though you can have a situation, which I love, where it's always usually Tien, which is also nice. Tien comes in and is like, I'm going to stall for time. But even then, like, there still are issues. But it's just nice to try. Like, when you can, you try to help out at least if you can. So, like, Supreme Kai doing this, because I don't think he did this at all when he was in the future in the anime. And it's like, I think I even might have said, maybe, you guys can go check in the archives, when we were doing the podcasts on a monthly or on a weekly basis for Dragon Ball Super, the anime. I'm pretty sure, Tristan, I had said, can he use some magic or something? Like, he's there.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, nothing, insane, but, like, just a little bit of something, a little bit of razzle-dazzle, like, can he do something? And so in this case, it's nice that he's like, I gotta do something to stall.
Yeah.
What else can I do? I'm here. And it's like, good. That's something that you should be doing. Like, even, like, yes, someone could say, well, why isn't he killed immediately? It's convenient. Okay, fair. But, like, still, it's still something that you do sit back and you're like, why is this character who has something to bring to the table, why are they doing nothing? They're not, like, because you think like this, like, even someone like Krillin, where it's like, oh, Krillin can't use a Destructo Disc, that would be dodged immediately. Yeah, but he has a Solar Flare. Yeah. So why could Krillin not Solar Flare anyone at any given time to bide time if they need it?
Right.
If they don't, okay, he's just standing there like, wow, this fight's amazing! But if they need some time, it's like, right, I can do Solar Flare. I mean, I won't, but, I could. Tien, I also could technically use Solar Flare.
Technically, that was my move first, but seeing as how everyone else is using it...
I also could use it. Yamcha, I can't use Solar Flare, but I could say Wolfang Fist, confuse them, and then start flailing my fists wildly. Good job, Yamcha. Yeah, you're really good, buddy.
Alright, guys, Yamcha. Look, it's been a while.
Basically, Yamcha has not kept up with his training.
Speaking of Solar Flare, though, I love the fact that in the end of the previous volume, Trunks just went in for the kill and stabs Immortal Zamos through the chest with his sword, and then attacks Black. And whereas we see in this volume, Black is about to blow his head off, gets out of that and goes to use the Solar Flare again to get away, and Immortal Zamos throws his sword at Trunks and nearly kills him with it. It's like, alright, one, how dare you almost kill him with his own sword, my god.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's like, you think I'm that stupid to fall for that again?
Yeah. No, it was really funny.
And Trunks is just like, oh shit.
Right. Sentient.
I'm out of ideas. And the fact that Mai even picks up his sword, like, to
Yeah.
go save Trunks, she's like, all right, we're in this, we're both in this all the way.
Mhm.
I'm going in. I'm doing it.
You know what I love that you haven't seen in a long time? A glare being enough to push someone back. We haven't seen that in so long. But it's something that used to happen all the time.
Yeah.
Like glares could be like glares before like eye beams, but usually just the glares even could be like I remember, oh god, early Dragon Ball Z, a glare like destroyed a scouter. Like
Right,
it could
yeah.
just you could just do shit like that because you're powerful, you're imposing your will, like you're evil, all those things, you know. But we haven't seen that in so long. It was actually interesting to see that here. You know, just the glare and Mai gets thrown back, and I was like, hey, that's been a while. It's been a while. But
Right,
yeah. So anything else you want to say about this volume before we wrap things up, Tristan?
Yeah, because that's the thing. There's a lot of little cool bits in here.
So yeah, how about this? With that return of cooler scene that I talked to you about before, the one that's clearly an homage. Did you when you saw that, when I said, hey, it's like that scene, and it finally clicked, did you also hear Incubus Pardon Me, or was that just me?
Oh, it's funny. See, I love the band too, but I haven't watched that one as much as I have Cooler's Revenge, the previous one.
Oh, right, the movie.
So it didn't click.
No, I haven't watched the movie, but I watched the AMV. So much when I was a kid. So when I saw the AMV, like when they exploded together, like they just kind of like their powers burst in the movie. It's when they were like, pardon me while I burst and rise above the flames. Like, so that always like comes up in my head. Anyway, also I love how Vegeta, just discovering for the first time, like, what is that? Gets kicked. That's what the fuck that is. Anyway, so, but yeah, anything else you want to say before we wrap this one up? I'm trying to think of, because I feel like there was one more.
Quick.
I feel like there was one more little something that popped out to me that I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah, like God's on us, like basically using what kind of looks like Boo's human extermination blast.
Yes.
Just when all the blasts are raining down at them.
Yeah.
There's even a part where Zamos does like, I don't know if it has like a name in the manga or the anime or anything. Like in the games, they'd usually call it like Super Explosive Wave or something like that. But he does one like basically like what Vegeta did when he fought Goku and Gohan and Krillin for the first time. Like Zamos just explodes and blasts everybody away, and they're all on the ground like, oh crap. It's just little references here and there, like little similarities that are really nice.
Yeah. No, again, you could clearly tell that Toyotaro knows his stuff.
Speaking of another one, when Vegeta fuses and blasts Godzamos from the building,
yes,
he's the same position that when Vegeta used Final Flash.
Yeah, that's what I
on
said.
Cell.
I said earlier he got blasted like Cell.
Yeah.
I was not kidding. He really is in the same position. That's actually... Oh, right. That's the one that was stuck in my head now. Thank you for bringing it up. Yeah. I mean, heck, not even in the same position. They did the same shot of the beam going off Earth.
Yeah, going off the planet. Yeah.
You might as well have had Trunks scream, Father and Goku!
Yeah, right. I love it because Toriyama even says, you might even know my work better than I do.
I mean...
You know what? He might!
Well, I mean, more so due to the fact that, like, it's been years. It's been years.
Right.
You know what it is,
I
too?
know.
No, what it is, too, and I'm not, knocking your point. I'm just pointing out something that I find interesting, too. The difference between a fan looking in who soaks up the information versus the person who lives it, so has to, like... live and breathe. Like, I would, like, honestly, like, I'm so happy that Toriyama isn't so sick of this that he could actually work at this from a story perspective, because the work that a creator of a manga has to do, yes, I know he had people working with him, yes, he has editors to approve and disapprove and all that stuff, but the amount of work that he did on a daily basis for years with literally almost no break, not just with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, but Tristan, remember that Dr. Slump is 18 volumes long.
Right, yeah.
I think 17 or 18. I have them all. I'm only on 11. I really got to finish that one up. 18 volumes long. And then, not almost immediately, there's like, I think like a year break or something. Then goes into Dragon Ball. And then that becomes a hit.
Yeah.
And of course, he's still doing other stuff on the side. Like he's done a lot of work for anime and stuff like that, like Blue Dragon, for video games in an anime style, like Blue Dragon on the Xbox 360. And some you remember Blue Dragon? There was an anime for that, I think.
Yeah. No, I remember.
Yeah. So doing all this work, then Dragon Ball, then Dragon Ball Z, like I'm so happy he's still even interested in doing any of this stuff. Like,
oh yeah.
So yeah.
No, I get
so
it. Like,
it's yeah, because like you would think
the work is immense.
So you would think he would know it more than anyone else would, because like, dude, it's your work. But like the work that you have to do to get the next chapter out and pump that out without collapsing due to poor health. Like even though now you would argue, yes, there should be a Bible now that they should like have and like reference and stuff like that. But at the time, I'm not trying to apologize for it too much, because there again, like I just mentioned earlier, the Taioken stuff. It's like you can do something like solar flare. Why would you not use it all the time? Literally all the time. It's kind of like in pro wrestling, where it's like, no, Tristan, you know what I'm thinking of. And I think I told you this joke because it was our very own Satish Ram who made the joke, who said, so in a, God, it was Satish Ram or it might have been someone I was dating at the time. I'm unsure. Either she or he ended up saying, why in a match that's no disqualifications? Because if you know, we're talking about WWE here. They have matches where like you could use weapons. Why don't you just kick them in the balls repeatedly? Just over and over and you don't get disqualified. Just keep on hitting them in the balls. And I was like, you're not wrong. So it's kind of like, why don't you just consistently use solar flare? Why not? Solar flare! Oh no, my eyes! Oh, I can see again. Solar flare! God, my eyes! But at least I can see again. Solar flare! Oh my damn it! I'm just gonna start shooting everywhere. I'm pissed.
I mean, that, or you would either get, alright, I'm just gonna blow up this entire planet, then fine.
Maybe.
We're going there.
Maybe.
Or it would be the experienced fighter to be like, alright, fine, I won't use my eyes, and I'll just sense you out and then punch you in the face.
Right.
Oh shit, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, Frieza couldn't do that.
No, Frieza couldn't do that.
But he would blow up the planet.
Yeah, he would just... Could you imagine?
You know what? I'm done.
Krillin just solar flares him so many times that Frieza's like, that's it! Fuck this entire planet!
If I can't see, you can't see the planet! Explodes.
If I can't see, then you won't breathe! Oh,
Krillin.
God.
I may not have thought that one through.
Why don't you throw a Destructo Disc at him now, you fuck? Alright, listen here.
Alright, look. I think there's a lot of hostility.
As the planet explodes.
Just blows up.
Oh my god.
Just everyone on Earth? What happened? Well, Krillin was being a dumbass. You know I can hear you from the afterlife. Oh no, you're in the call. That was the point. I want you to hear how badly you screwed this up.
King Kai would. That's the best part. He totally fucking would. Oh god, excuse me.
Is there anything we can do to fix this? What, can you go back in time? Well, actually, give it a couple years. Well, actually.
Oh my god.
Trunks comes back from the future. We couldn't destroy the androids. Oh no, why? Well, there was this weird voice in the sky that called Uncle Krillin a dumbass. But I don't know where that came from. I just kept on hearing it muttering to itself. Okay, I know we said we were going to wrap this up soon, but you guys know we never do. Tristan, you have two things you want to say before we wrap this. Yeah, no, it's fine. Before we wrap this up, it's fine.
I love the fact that the last thing Goku says as we end the volume is like, and there he goes, back to normal again. Sure is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, right.
It's just Goku, Goku, he's cursed once or twice here and there, but just the fact that he's just the fact that he goes specifically for this is a pain in the butt.
I love that language-wise they've kept it civil, but apparently on the back it says rated T for teens when the original said all ages or something similar. And I imagine you get rated T for teens when your arms get cut off. I'm going to assume that they're like, we can't put for general audiences, but it's not mature because it's not like the blood is splattering out of the arms.
Right.
Like gushing out, you know? It's not like it's the first episode, not the first episode, but like the first fight in Z where like Goku and Raditz in the anime. Do you remember the uncut where like they're just burst? Yeah. It's not like that.
Good times.
It's not like good times. It's not like that, but it's still like your arms are getting chopped off. We can't put E for everyone. We can't put this out at a Toys R Us necessarily for like 5-year-olds. It's not for, I would say a 10-year-old could read this, but like still like you're getting your arms chopped off or hands chopped off. That's still a little bit more extreme,
right,
than your average. I mean, remember, dude, even in the television dub, not the uncut one, of course, the cut one, the original Ocean dub, you had Tien have to say that his arm would grow back because they couldn't animate around it, but they also didn't know what the fuck to do. Because they're like, kids just saw a decapitation live on what do we say? Don't worry, it'll grow back. All right. And I was like, really? And it was just, I guess that somehow worked for the network.
Yeah. Don't worry, it'll grow back. I don't think that does that.
I mean, technically it did when he died, so they weren't wrong. That's funny. They actually had that episode before, because they dubbed all like 60 some odd episodes, I think.
Yeah.
So they had the episodes when they were in the afterlife, so they could technically be like, no, it really did grow back.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what was the second thing you wanted to say?
Like in the interview at the end of the volume.
Right. Yes.
Did you like the bit where they were talking about Toriyama going, I always wanted to do like a fake character, like a fake Ultraman or fake Kamen Rider?
First of all, motherfucker, listen, Tristan, I told you to your face, not to your face, it was over the phone or in this Book of the Month, that when Goku Black's name came out, I was like Kamen Rider Black, I said it. I said it on a podcast. No, you...
Did I doubt you?
I don't know, but you didn't believe me as much as you do right now. Now it's official.
I said it was a possibility.
Well, now it's official. Toriyama said it.
Now it's official, yes, you're right.
He said it. Don't doubt me in my knowledge of how old he is. Because he definitely...
I never said I doubted you. I just said it was possible that could be the reference, yes.
And also, it was more possible than just me referencing Japanese superheroes. Specifically, due to the fact that obviously the Ginyu Force was based off of Super Sentai, which thankfully Power Rangers came out in the US, so that was an easy equivalent to us. For us and our kid brains, we're like, wow, they're just like the Power Rangers. And it was like, yes, that works.
Toriyama's known for taking reference from other,
Well, remember the Great Sandman, i.e. Kamen Rider, basically.
Right.
Yes. So that was, and I mean, there was another character.
Or Frieza's third form, looking like the alien from Alien.
That's another one, thank you. The fact that it's...
Or even
what?
Future Trunks arc being... Or the android's arc being like Terminator.
A little bit of Back to the Future as well. Very little.
That too, yeah.
No, but I was going to say, even in Sandland, some of his monsters look like they're straight out of Kamen Rider. Right, have you read Sandland? Such a good volume.
No, I haven't.
Dude, I hope it's still in print, because I would love for you to get it one day, because I've had it for years, and it's fun. It's just a one-volume little adventure, but you definitely can tell, like, oh, Toriyama drew this, you know?
Right, yeah.
But anyway, so, yeah, you can... There's a lot of references to, like, you could tell that there were, like, references to Japanese superhero stuff throughout the years in his, in his work. Kamen Rider is also a bit harder to talk about because a lot of U.S. fans, other than there was Masked Rider and Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, but other than those two, Kamen Rider has never really come out officially, like, en masse in the U.S. the way that it did, the way that Power Rangers did from Super Sentai. Ultraman has, so I think some people reading this would be like, oh, wait, I know Ultraman from when I was a kid, because Ultraman did air on TNT and TBS in English, dubbed. Oh, right. And then Ultraman Tiga on Foxbox by Funimation. No, by 4Kids. You remember Tiga, right? Larger than life. This show is something we're actually doing in English. Really, we are. Like, no, the narration over it was just them being like, we're actually doing this. No, we really are. Anyway, hope you like it. Anywho, yeah, no, so I really enjoyed that. Thank you for bringing that up, Tristan. Because, yeah, fake Ultraman, which I haven't seen much fake Ultraman, because I haven't seen much Ultraman in general, so I'm like, oh,
Right.
I think I've seen some fake Ultraman, but I don't remember. But with Kamen Rider, yes, there have been, although there are also, I think more than fake Kamen Riders, there actually have been more fake Super Sentai.
Right.
Fake as in, like,
Yeah,
in
the
Mega,
evil version.
yeah, because in Mega Rangers there were, which Mega Ranger became Power Rangers in space. In Mega Rangers there were the Neji Rangers, which I forgot what they became in the U.S. version, but in the U.S.
Right.
version they were like, they looked weird.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna show you the designs. Like they looked really, after the episode they looked really cool. But anyway, thank you for bringing that up. Is that the last thing you want to bring up?
Yeah. I basically just overall, I love the little back and forth that they have in the interviews, and
Yes.
the fact that Toyotaro is really pushing to like try his best because he really is such a fan of Dragon Ball.
I mean, you can just tell. Yeah.
Yeah, like it really comes through. It really feels like that. And Toriyama being, being the man behind everything originally, being like, yeah, I love that you're putting your all into it, but he's like, at some points you kind of gotta just go with the flow, man. Like he's telling him to like relax a little bit.
Yeah.
Like don't burn yourself out, please.
No, but I do think,
I need you to write these. I can come up with the script, but I need you to do the drawing.
But I'll say
Please,
for even though it's 50 pages or some odd for each one, on a monthly basis, it's a bit more of a flexible schedule, arguably, rather than doing 20 pages or 19 pages a week.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Either way, though, so as we're actually wrapping this up, I want to thank you all so much for watching another episode of Book of the Month. If everything is going the way that I think it's going, like I mentioned much earlier, this episode should be out at the end of May, and then during the month of June, we will be looking at Dragon Ball Super Volume 5, and maybe doing a twofer again, and looking at something that is not related to Dragon Ball Super at all. It'll be a full-on surprise, but something that is very near and dear to Tristan's heart. So, can't wait to be doing that. And also want to say again, as always, thank you all so much for tuning in. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, thank you all so much. And if you want to get this on the go and also help support us as well, you can go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/TG Productions. And depending on what tier you give to, you could actually not only help us out and help us be us, but also get the audio version, the full audio version of this episode. Yes, we did a few times flash on pages of the screen, but we did acknowledge what was on the pages. So hopefully you guys who have read the volume, assuming you've read it with all the spoilers we had, after reading the volume and seeing certain scenes from DBZ or Dragon Ball in general, you know where we were coming from with all of that. But either way, love you all, take care, tune in next time for another episode of Book of the Month. So, see ya.
See you, everybody.